welcome back to the channel. It's a much more calmer intro than usual.
What? I know. Oh my god. The beard, the hair.
Ah.
Oh, what did I do?
Cold.
Oh, sorry. The source of all your power.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's part of the reason why it sounds so weird is because, like, we're far from the camera, or far from the mic.
Mm-hmm.
Like...
That's gonna sound lovely.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Editing me? I'm so sorry. I'm gonna tweak the camera just a hair.
Will that be edited out or left in? You'll never know.
You'll know by the time we post this video. Hello, and welcome back.
Today we're doing something original again.
Oh, yeah. Do you mind if I pause real quick so we can adjust the camera? Because
yes.
I feel like I just keep looking at the screen.
I'll edit that out.
There we go.
Oh, good timing. Yeah, we're doing something original.
Very original. We're going to be talking about Christmas movies and making, like, our own kind of...
Tier list.
Yeah. I need to figure out, like, the way to do that on the computer and do, like, the screen share thing, but
I know, I gotta figure that out.
Oh my god. First of all, can I complain?
Go right ahead.
Oh my god. I was trying to go live on Twitch, trying to play Stardew on PC, and it is such a pain to try to, like, figure out everything that you need, everything for your, like, layout, and when I'm playing on my Xbox, or when I've streamed on my Xbox in the past, it's just been, okay, your controller's plugged in, your headset with your mic is plugged in, you have access to all that stuff, okay, let's go, bam! And of course, the internet was being a pain with me, but it tends to be whenever I'm trying to do something. But I think I'm going to stick to the Xbox. So you can follow me on Twitch.
Yeah.
Stressed Badger, same as on YouTube, and I think TikTok is also the same. Please and thank you.
There we go. Shall we do the tier list?
Let's dive into the tier list.
All right.
That was not made like 10 minutes ago.
We're going to get into this so we can hopefully have a decently long episode and probably do a second part to this at some point.
What do you mean a second part?
No, I mean, like, I doubt we're going to get through everything in here.
Well, it's less like a tier list and, like, more or less just us talking about, like, the memories and everything that we have from these. We do have a list, it's on the other side, that is movies that aren't actually Christmas movies, but they're, like, either set in December, they're set during, like, around Christmas, but we'll get into that later. You want to start us off?
Yeah. Home Alone 1.
Home Alone 1 is... It's usually what we watch around the holidays. If you don't know what it is, I think that you've probably been living under a rock. And then there's Home Alone 2, when he's lost in New York. So if you don't know, the first movie for Home Alone is literally a kid home alone for the holidays.
With a horrible family.
Yeah, how do you forget one of your kids?
Twice.
Catherine O'Hara was not a good parent.
No, I'm surprised. What was it called? Like, Human Resources wasn't called on her. CPS, or she wasn't arrested for neglecting her child.
And, like, I'm pulling up the synopsis for the story because, like, that made no sense to me how you just forgot one of your kids. Like, you do a head count. And it's funny, somebody also did a calculation of, like, the house.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's from the 90s. Literally 1990 was the year it came out. And somebody did a calculation for how much, like, the house would have cost, the heating, the cooling, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Oh my god. And they added it up with inflation and, like, with the cost of living and everything going on right now. That is, like, a multi-million-dollar house.
Yeah.
It's insane. And this is, like, a upper middle class family that's in it. But
it's virtually, like, unrealistic.
Oh, yeah.
But, again, that's a movie for you.
Yeah. When bratty 8-year-old Kevin McAllister acts out the night before a family trip to Paris, his mother makes him sleep in the attic. After the McAllisters mistakenly leave for the airport without Kevin, he awakens to an empty house and assumes his wish to have no family has come true, but his excitement sours when he realizes that 2 con men plan to rob the McAllister residence and that he is alone and must protect the family home. And then in New York,
it's kind of the
It's
same
kind of
gist.
the same thing. There's so many remakes of this freaking...
Too many.
Oh.
It's kind of what killed the genre after that point, honestly.
I don't know how they're still making movies. Because I just realized how bad my glasses are reflecting.
Like, and they didn't even try to continue with Macaulay Culkin, too. They just went with a different kid once they got to the third one, repeating the first movie.
I don't think he wanted to do it anymore.
I don't blame him.
But the second one is when they lose track of their father, or he loses track of his father in an airport, and he mistakenly gets on a plane headed to New York City while the rest are flown to Florida. Now alone in the Big Apple, Kevin cons his way into a room at the Plaza Hotel and begins his usual antics. But when Kevin discovers that the sticky bandits from the first movie are loose, he struggles to stop them from robbing an elderly man's toy store just before Christmas. This is the one with Tim Curry in it. It's also the one with Donald Trump in it.
Yeah. It also had the It also had the one scene with the
old lady.
Yeah, the homeless lady.
I loved the old lady. She kind of reminded me of the pigeon woman from Mary Poppins.
Yeah, yeah, which is cool because in the first one it was the old man that he was terrified of.
Oh yeah, the old man that always had a shovel. He freaked me out as a kid. Mm-hmm. We had an old man in my neighborhood that was actually, I think that was my granddad. That was probably my granddad.
But it was cool when he saved him at the end.
Oh yeah, I loved that. I love that kind of thing. Home Alone is very reminiscent of Dennis the Menace. Did you ever watch that live action movie? That was one of the best live action adaptations I've ever seen.
I watched it. I wasn't really too into it.
I was because I read the comic strips as a kid.
Yeah, those are
but
funny.
I'm also 2 years older than you.
That's fair. That's fair.
Old lady.
How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the original animated.
The original animated has always been one of my favorites. In school, in elementary school at least, when we used to have library. Do you guys remember specials? Did you guys have specials? Where, like, you would go to, like, the music room, the art room, you'd go to gym, you'd go to the library for, like, an hour and a half or something like that in your day. It was, like, kindergarten, first, second, third grade.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. A lot of that stuff is kind of just blocked out of my head. But, I think we did. We might have had something similar.
We did, and we had the high school side and the elementary side of the libraries with the computer lab in the middle. And do you guys remember computer lab? I feel old.
God.
I remember when we first got the laptops, the big bulky laptops with like the little button in the middle.
Yeah.
That was the mouse.
That was so much fun.
But I remember they used to read us the storybook because there was a big green and red storybook and it was black and white.
Mm-hmm.
And following up with the Jim Carrey live-action version, I was not allowed to watch it as a kid because it freaked me out, and it gave me nightmares.
Yeah.
But Jim is a phenomenal actor, and
it's so funny.
The reason it has become a household staple for my family is after I told my parents. My parents didn't really care for the movie. It wasn't really one that we always put on.
Mm-hmm.
But we religiously watch it now after finding out all the shit he had to go through, getting the makeup on his face. He had to, what was it?
They had got an actual, like a
special ops.
A torture expert.
Torture experts, yeah.
And, like, from the military to, pretty much teach him how to, handle it. And they said smoking constantly and giving himself a Charlie horse helps because it gets him to think about something else other than the costume and not feel like he's suffocating to death.
I'm in pain thinking about it. I can only imagine how he felt in it.
It's absolutely insane.
I'm also realizing a lot of these movies came out in the 90s.
Not the next one, though. And I will say the Jim Carrey one is still a heavy Christmas tradition in my house. We love that movie to death.
Oh yeah.
Just for him alone.
This is a Jim Carrey household, and I am happy to be a part of it.
Yes. 8 Crazy Nights.
Do you know what one that one is?
I actually don't. I don't think
it's the Adam Sandler animated movie.
Oh, okay.
So technically this isn't a Christmas tier list.
Oh wait, no, yeah,
it's a holiday one.
There we go.
Yeah. Let me show you guys if you guys don't know what we're talking about.
Took me a second to remember what you meant when you said Adam Sandler. I was like, oh yeah, no.
Yeah, the animated 8 Crazy Nights. It's a Hanukkah movie because Adam Sandler is Jewish.
Yes.
With Rob Schneider, Kevin Nillan?
I have no idea.
Norm Crosby and all kinds of people.
Lots of people.
Where I watched this at too young of an age.
Oh my gosh, so did I.
Oh my god, we got this movie for my granddad, 2002. And it was a Thanksgiving movie because it came out on November 27th.
Which is super funny to think about.
Oh yeah, but it's this traditional stuff. It's Happy Madison, all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to pull up a picture. I'm sure if I show you guys like the picture, you guys would know what we're talking about if you don't already.
Yeah, there you go.
Kind of. Let me turn down the brightness on my phone. Maybe that might
There
help.
you go. That might help a little bit.
There we go. Eight Crazy Nights.
Such a good movie. It was
Oh my
super
God.
funny too. And Whitey was my favorite character.
Fucking old man.
His name was Whitey. He was just absolutely weird and.
Wasn't he Asian?
I don't know. No, there was the Asian guy. He was the he owned the restaurant and stuff. The one who kept taking his shirt off, which was very unnecessary.
Yeah.
But no, Whitey was really funny, and his sister.
Yeah.
And the fact that he has an imaginary wife.
Elf-like head referee.
Elf-like.
That's how they describe Whitey, because he's a basketball league ref or assistant ref. I don't know.
Nightmare Before Christmas.
Okay, we had this discussion when we did the Halloween tier list.
It's both.
It's both.
It's really both. It's more Halloween heavy, but it gets into Christmas near the end of the movie.
The awesome thing is that I was thinking about it the other day. I was listening to the playlist, and it has a moment in the movie where it cuts almost perfectly between transitioning with everything for Halloween into Christmas.
Yeah.
But what it's constantly been another one of these movies that I wasn't allowed to watch as a kid because it freaked me out and gave me nightmares. But it was the slime creature and the clown that could tear away his face.
Yeah. The one with the snake fingers one always freaked me out.
Oh, the Harlequin?
Yeah, the snake fingers with the spiders in his hair kind of thing.
Oh, no, not the Harlequin. That's the monster that lives under the stairs.
Yeah, that one
I don't think he
freaked me
has a name. Yeah, he freaked me out too.
That was the point.
Yeah, it was a 94 movie. Was it 94? Wait, when did Nightmare Before Christmas come out?
You were close. Judgment Valley was in the 90s. Another one.
Is that English? 93. I was a year off. My mom was in high school still.
But yeah, no, pretty much what we said about it in the Halloween episode, it's the same with this one.
Yeah.
What is this one you said?
Mickey's Christmas Carol.
Is that the 3D animated one?
No, that's Mickey's Twice Upon a Christmas that I don't watch.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. When things start changing art style, I don't like it.
That's the one with it has Pluto, Mickey, and each different character's Christmas perspective.
Yeah, this is the one with it starts out with Huey, Dewey, and Louie, Donald's three nephews, where they wish for it to be Christmas every day, and then the next day it's Christmas every day, and they are having to go through the same song and dance every day, and they get so tired of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the middle of the movie, it's Goofy and Max. When Max is starting to not believe in Santa, and his dad keeps dressing up as Santa for stuff, and he even dresses up for Santa because then Goofy is upset because they can't find Pete's being a jerk like he always is.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
is saying that Santa Claus isn't real and all this other kind of stuff.
Sorry, we have dogs.
We're gonna pause for the dogs.
Sorry about that. Hounds. But yeah, no, that's
the third installment with that movie, Mickey's Christmas Carol. Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas is what I'm talking about,
okay.
which is also on the list. Mickey's Christmas Carol is with Scrooge McDuck.
Scrooge
and it's
McDuck.
the whole Christmas Carol story where he's Bob Cratchit and they've got Tiny Tim and
they also have Huey, Dewey, and Louie going to Santa's work.
No, that's Twice Upon a Christmas.
I don't know what one I'm talking about anymore.
Mickey's Christmas Carol. It's
the
Christmas Carol.
I didn't watch either of these. I only watched the one I knew.
Get out.
All right.
We're watching those this year. They are my favorites. But Mickey's Christmas Carol is the one with Scrooge finding out that Goofy is Bob Marley, and when his ghost comes back. The one I was telling you about.
That one I have seen. Okay.
Yeah, this is Mickey's Christmas Carol.
All right.
Then let me see here. I'm gonna mark off. Give me a pen. The ones that we've already talked about because I keep bouncing around. Home Alone 2, Grinch, 8 Crazy Nights, Nightmare Before Christmas, Mickey's Christmas Carol. Let me see. I'm gonna jump to Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas. Once Upon a Christmas with Huey, Dewey, and Louie when they wish that it could be Christmas every day and they get tired of it.
Mm-hmm.
And they learn a life lesson, which is always a plus. The second installment in the movie is Max and Goofy trying to figure out whether or not Santa's real and going through that struggle when you're a kid, when you're at that point where you're like, man, am I too old to still believe in Santa, or are they just like, what is going on?
Yeah.
And then the third installment for the movie is, have you, I'm sure you probably have, with these Christmas movies when it comes to like, so Mickey and Minnie each have something very valuable of theirs. Minnie's is a pocket watch, a heart watch that she just keeps on a rope in her pocket. And Mickey wants to get her a chain for it. And then Mickey has a harmonica that Minnie wants to get a box for it.
Oh, yeah.
In order to get that box, she sells her watch. And in order for Mickey to get the chain he wants to get Minnie for her watch, he sells his harmonica. So like they both sacrifice something that they love dearly in order to get like their loved one a useful gift that they would want.
Yeah.
It's from like an original story where like a wife was going to get something for her husband and they were very poor and the only thing she had was her hair, so she cut off her hair and donated her hair, and he got her like this elaborate comb, and she got him something that he really wanted. But it's a really cute story.
Yeah, I like that.
And I just thought of another one I didn't put on the list.
That we may or may not get to. But that's okay. We got part 2s, 3s, and 4s.
We don't have to do part 2s. We're only at 17 minutes. We've got time.
I know, I'm just saying, like, if we don't get to it, you know?
We're gonna get to it. We can't. I have a pen right here. Jingle All the Way. Do you know what one that one is?
Which one was that again? That was the...
Arnold.
Oh, that was that? Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched bits of it. I haven't watched it fully, but I know of it. That's a good one. Like, that's...
I don't remember the last time I watched Jingle All the Way. I think it's another one of Arnold's movies where... And it stars Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sinbad.
Yeah.
As two rival fathers, mattress salesmen, Howard Langton and postal worker Marin Larrabee, both desperately trying to purchase a Turbo Man action figure for their respective sons at the last-minute shopping spree on Christmas Eve. Yeah.
And this is only when they were both, like, trying to move away, or when he was trying to move away from doing more action, trying to get into more, like, comedic.
For a split second, I was like, is this another one where he's a cop?
Yeah.
So tired of those.
Those are a lot of those movies back in the day.
Alright, the next one I think you've seen.
I have.
I have not.
Violent Nights.
Violent Night is definitely on our list to watch.
The more recent Christmas movie that came out, like 2021, I think?
Was it 2021? I thought it was 2022.
2021, 2022. With
Violent Night is with a violent Santa.
Yes, a very violent Santa. Made by the same people that did John...
2022.
Okay. Made by the same people that did John Wick and a lot of the other movies under their belt. It's just a good, fun, like...
It's got David Harbour in it.
Yeah, David Harbour plays Santa, which is awesome. And they have freaking John... how do you say his last name?
I have no idea.
John...
Hang on. I'll show the camera.
Sid.
Bruno from Encanto.
Yeah, go with the other one.
But it's got him in it playing Scrooge.
They just, like, have, like, some of the best, like, really good, very creative, like, action scenes with a mixture of, like, doing, like, Home Alone stuff in it, which is really funny.
Oh, like the, like the iron down
Yeah.
the ironing board and hitting the guy right in the face, and
But,
like the
like-
fake like movie that they actually shot like that scene for.
Yeah.
And they shot it in black and white to put it on the TV. I found that out the other day.
Which, also, but it's like much more brutal because like the
Oh,
girl
yeah.
had like a nail trap and one of the guys like fell backwards on it, and like when he gets out, some like pieces of him are still on it and stuff. And like there's one trap where she has like a metal rod launch and it went through one of their cheeks, but they were not dead. They had to pull themselves out of it. Like,
This is why I can't do like body horror shit.
it's not even a horror movie. It's just
No.
fucking brutal. The kid should be like sent to a mental hospital.
Well,
for that,
you
but-
also have to remember, you also showed me only one John Wick movie, and I hate you for showing me that movie.
Oh yeah, the first one. It's terrible, but hey, it's still good. And maybe someday you'll see the other ones. But again, that's all up to you.
Same with I didn't put your Godzilla on here.
Next one, -1. The recent Godzilla movie that came out.
Let's jump around a little bit. Let's go to the ones that aren't actually holiday movies, starting with Godzilla -1 that we watched the other day in a loud ass theater.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in its own video probably. But the theater was terrible, but the movie was incredible.
Oh yeah,
Like,
the movie was fantastic.
we missed the
And this
first
is
one.
coming from somebody that has only watched like a couple of Godzilla stuff and only knows it from him.
Yeah, it's probably is one of the greatest Godzilla movies to ever come out. Like, ever. Like, I even like me who loves like so many other like Godzilla films. It's very close to like the original. This was like,
You need to do a video talking about all your Godzilla stuff,
yeah,
showing off all your memorabilia.
I need to do that. That'd be fun.
Like him up there.
Yeah, he's up there watching us right now. But yeah, no, it was such a great fucking movie.
And it was
so
all in
good.
Japanese. And surprisingly, because obviously I had subtitles, I felt like I understood it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I wasn't struggling with like reading with it at all, which, you know, probably because I'm more used to watching them in Japanese
I
anyway.
did a lot better than I thought I would, and I think that's wanting to get me into watching the Japanese dub for certain animes.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, absolutely.
At least ones that I already know, so
Mhm.
I can understand what's going on.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, that one just had to be mentioned. That one was just so freaking good. What's next?
Let's bounce between a couple of them.
Mm.
You want to just name off a couple of them?
Elf.
Everybody knows Elf. If you don't know Elf,
It's probably one of the greatest Christmas movies ever.
A Christmas Story. I know it because the kid's name is Ralphie, and that's actually my dad's name is Ralph.
Hmm.
And his nickname when he worked for the warehouse they worked for was Ralphie.
That's cute.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen that one.
You're gonna shoot your eye out.
Never mind, I have. That's the one I personally can't stand because I've seen it so many times.
I watched it once. I can't stand it. That Ralphie character makes me want to punch him in the face.
I also just always leave.
I want to preface this. I love kids. I am not violent towards kids. I'm violent towards the parents for not making them mind.
I'm also always so confused, like with that movie, because I never remember how it ends, and I was like, does it just end abruptly, or like?
It's probably one of those movies that just ends abruptly.
Yeah.
One of the movies that is a constant tradition in my house is the Santa Claus movies with Tim Allen. Just the movies. I refuse to watch the TV series that is on Disney Plus because, especially after finding out as much as I have about Tim Allen, it leaves a bitter taste in my mouth. The only reason I watch these movies is solely for nostalgia.
You have a perfect loaf in the background.
Oh, we do have a perfect loaf. You can kind of see him.
He's kind of hard to see with the headphones in the way.
It's not the headphones, it's your armrest.
Well, yeah, you can kind of see him. He's loafing right there.
We'll show him at the end of the video if he stays there.
I weirdly enough with the Santa Claus trilogy, I like I think it's the third one when it's like
Jack Frost.
No, all right.
You like the second one with the toy soldier.
Yeah, the toy Santa. I don't know why.
I hated that toy Santa. My God.
I thought he was hilarious, especially like how he was like aggressively drinking hot chocolate and stuff too, which I thought was hilarious.
Another. He just reminds me of Thor.
Speaking of hot chocolate, I need to get some later.
Oh yeah, we've got hot chocolate. Oh, we should have made hot chocolate before we filmed this.
Oh, that's true.
That's fine. But it's the Santa Claus trilogy. I was one of the girls that had a crush on Bernard. I still kind of do. The actor, like, he's obviously, he looks good for his age.
Yeah.
He's still cute. That's why I like your curls so much. Do you dress up as elves for like a Christmas Eve video? We need to do that. It's also the National Lampoon Christmas Vacation. I can quote that movie.
Why am I drawing a blank on that one?
Shatter's full.
Oh, okay. Doesn't take much.
We need to play the Blockbuster game on here.
Mm.
We have a Blockbuster game. It's like a guessing game for movies and all that kind of stuff. We will do that for the next video.
Yeah,
if you
definitely.
Want
to. That's a good one too. Not really much needs to be said about it. It's kind of one of those classic things, but it's also the same as the other vacation movie.
I found out today there's a second Christmas Vacation. I'm not gonna watch it.
No, it's not that good.
Well, Chevy Chase also isn't exactly the best person.
No,
the only reason we watch the movies is just because my granddad, and it's like a memorable
they're
thing with my granddad.
nostalgic. Like, that's like, you watch them to watch them. Like, they're funny.
A Medea Christmas.
A Medea Christmas.
I think you know it, where she is working in like the shopping mall, and her coworker, who is also like her niece, her cousin, something. They're related in some way, shape, or form. They have to go to like Alabama or someplace where the daughter is the teacher and she's married to a white guy, but the mom is prejudiced towards white people.
Don't think I've seen it.
Larry the Cable Guy.
Yeah, no, I don't think I've seen it.
I'm gonna bless your soul.
Thank you. It needs to be blessed.
Continuing with the Tim Allen thing, have you seen Christmas with the Cranks?
A little bit, and I just didn't finish it.
It's just another one of those movies that was always on.
Yeah.
So we would always like talk about it.
Speak real quick, just kind of butting in a little bit. Would you count Guardians as a Christmas movie? Because I mean, it does have Santa in it, but it also has like the Easter Bunny, Sandman.
Rise of the Guardians?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the one I forgot to put on the list.
Okay, would that count as a Christmas movie?
I think it would because it revolves around Jack Frost. And you can't have Christmas without Jack Frost.
True, but that's also the same as like saying Buffalo would have a nice warm summer.
Or no. Is it Christmas time or Easter time? It takes place during.
Because the thing, it jumps, because there's one point where it's like, Easter is coming up, and then like, and the Easter Bunny's all excited and stuff, and then Santa's like, well, now it's my time to shine, and like give hope to everybody, but they can't because like, they have no means of traveling fast enough. And I remember they also had this like bit where they were making a bet with, it was Santa and the bunny making a bet with each other to get as many teeth as they can. Which I thought was really funny.
I thought it was just something that they had to do. I can't remember. I'm looking into it.
No, they had to do it because, like, you know, the boogeyman took all the little tooth fairies, but, you know, they also made a bet with each other.
Yeah.
It's funny. Very funny.
That's mainly all it is.
It's kind of like mixture of, like, the two.
North calls Aster bunny mud.
It is really just like a mixture too, because like there's only two holidays they talk about, which is like
Christmas and Easter.
Christmas and Easter, and like I don't like.
Well, the other three Guardians, when you think about it, the Tooth Fairy, Sandman, and Jack Frost.
Yeah.
They're always there.
They're always a thing. They're just always a thing, and like in the books, like they have like the Mother Goose, which is the thing that laid the golden eggs.
They had Mother Nature too.
Mother Nature as well too. I heard someone saying the author was going to have like the personification of like Thanksgiving as like a pilgrim turkey.
Yeah.
And stuff.
I'm gonna jump back to the Santa Claus movies real quick. Seeing Aisha Tyler as the we just said her name. We literally just said it. Just
don't look to me. I'm not gonna help.
I Aisha Tyler as Mother Nature.
Oh, yeah.
As Mother Nature in the Santa Claus movies was the first time I had ever seen Mother Nature depicted by a person of color. And from that moment on, when I was a kid watching those movies for the first time, it has always been a woman of color.
I mean, it's kind of like also like the first time we ever saw the Mother Nature.
Yeah, personification.
Because, like, Mother Nature's not really, like, in... It's not really, like, a deity. It's not really a thing. It's just something, like, this kind of is.
And in no way am I trying to say this as, like, a bad thing, but also saying, like, Cupid be like, this just short old man.
A short king. And Sandman, who's just...
Oh, I love Sandman, too! Sandman I've never seen as, like, a person of color. And in the Santa Claus movies, he's a black man.
Mm-hmm.
And I can picture his face very clearly in my head, but I cannot think of the actor's name.
And Father Time is just always someone really old.
I love Father Time. Father Time is my favorite. The look on his face.
Which, funny enough, like, they acknowledge Father... I don't know why I'm, like, diving into this, because I feel like it's, like, a loophole they may have missed on fucking Santa Claus movie. That scene in the third movie where, like, Jack became Santa, like, it all got, like, messed around and stuff.
Yeah.
What was Father Time doing? Like, all of this?
I'm sure he did something to Father Time. He froze him or something. Also, that version of Jack Frost was my favorite. I had a crush on the Rise of the Guardians. I had the crush on the Rise of the Guardians Jack Frost, who fucking didn't. But,
Everybody kept saying that he... Like, everyone kept saying he looked a lot like Hiccup, too. Before he was turned to Jack Frost.
Oh my god, he looked like him and Hiccup could be brothers.
Mm-hmm. Or like they were, like, from the same village or something.
Friends.
Friends, maybe. Oh, he rises.
His ears. Oh, his nose. He has graced us with his face. Hey, boy.
You go, Boogie. But yes, Rise of the Guardians. I guess we can count that one as a Christmas movie. What else do we have before? Because I'm also getting really hungry.
It's only 3:45.
I know, I don't think I ate much.
I don't think he did either. He had a job interview today, so he was a little anxious.
Yeah.
You can count Mean Girls, technically.
Oh, yeah, I guess you can. Shit. Well, son of a bitch.
Gremlins. Edward Scissorhands.
Yeah, hold on. Gremlins. I always love mentioning this about Gremlins.
Oh, yeah.
It was supposed to be a Christmas horror movie. Strictly, like, a Christmas horror, like, / thriller movie, right? That was the director's full goal. When they played it in the theater, like, opening premiere, when they have first people seeing it, everybody kept laughing. Like, and someone actually turned to the directors and said, like, this is a great comedy. Which they never intended it to be. And they had to change it last minute to be a horror Christmas comedy. Because they did not think people would be laughing at it. They took it very serious. And it just completely took a full U-turn.
Listen, if at any given point you and I get, like, another pet,
Yeah.
I want to name them Gizmo. That is my goal. But the thing is, too, I will either picture the gremlin or I will picture the little pain in the neck from Teen Titans. You guys remember Gizmo?
Love Gizmo.
But,
like, I think that's just so funny that that's a thing. But, like, it makes sense though, people laughing. I freaking laughed. Like, when the freaking Santa Claus guy dressed up was being attacked by the gremlins, the old lady getting shot out of the freaking, like, her chair out the window and stuff, the cops driving away. The freaking scene where they're all in the movie theater going nuts, or when they're at the bar and one of them's dressed like Al Capone.
Oh, yeah.
With, like,
I love the one dressed
and
as
another
Al
one
Capone.
dressed as Marilyn Monroe. Like...
Did
they really think that was going to be a horror movie?
I think they intended for it to be scarier because the ratings for a horror movie was different when it came out.
Oh yeah, that's true. Ratings for and plus it was like a little gory. Like when one of them, like the mom threw the gremlins at the microwave and it freaking blew up.
Oh yeah.
Or no, my favorite was she put one in the blender and just went like, and only his feet were sticking out and stuff. That was brutal.
I mean, I don't know how else you're supposed to get rid of them.
Yeah. And the last bit were like Stripe. Remember Stripe, the one with the mold?
I hated Stripe.
Well, like his
my God,
skeleton popped out of the water and like just melted away. It was worse than the second one. Did you watch the second one?
No.
Yeah, the second one, like they were like, the second one was actually a little dumb, and they were trying to like hint at a trilogy and stuff because or like another movie because they were messing with stop motion at the time too. Gizmo gets like taken in by scientists and they're experimenting on him, and like just so happens the kid that took care of him in the first movie was working in the building, and his girlfriend. So they're like, "Oh my God, Gizmo, we got to get you out of here!" And then lo and behold, all the gremlins start coming out and all this wacky stuff.
Somehow
and,
they end up in water. Somehow
like,
they're fed after midnight. Blah 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 blah.
But then they were like experimenting on the like one like grew wings and was like a flying gremlin, but also got into at the end of the movie, it's super funny because they were trying to apply it. The flying one got into permanent sunscreen, so it could actually come out during the day.
Oh shit.
There was one that was like turned into a girl gremlin that was really weird. Like it looked like a freaking like Yoda and Kermit had a baby.
Why was there always a gender bent character? It's like with
It
the
was-
Smurfs where there's one Smurfette.
It was super weird. Like they were like going through like all these crazy things. It was like in this building, but Stripe was the scary one because he got like had like ended up becoming like a spider centaur thing.
Oh, I hate that. Girl.
But Gizmo was watching Rambo, and so we got Rambo Gizmo, which was the funniest thing in the world. Him making a own little makeshift bow and blowing him up. It was great. It was super funny.
Before we end this, here's some honorable mentions that
Yes.
aren't actually considered, or are they? Debate this in the comments. Are they Christmas movies or are they not Christmas movies? Narnia.
See, with Narnia to not go on long, like the reason why this is an argument is because Disney wanted to have their own niche
Mm-hmm.
because there was Harry Potter. There was the Harry Potter trilogy
That trilogy too, or
Yeah.
series, not trilogy.
that wasn't owned by Disney.
Mm-hmm.
It's owned by HBO Max and other companies.
That's why it's at Universal Studios and not
Yeah.
Disneyland.
They don't have Lord of the Rings. That's owned by Warner Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
So they were kind of missing out. So they bought the rights to Narnia, and they were going to be like, all right, we can do this. So they made the first Narnia for Christmas, because it was supposed to be on Christmas, because Santa Claus was in it
Mm-hmm.
and stuff. And, like, all this whole thing, like, Christmas and all this stuff. Like, awesome. So we can drop the next movie on next Christmas, on next December. And they did that. But then they rushed it, the third one, because the second one did so well, and the first one, because they're we can totally bust these out. So
Yeah.
instead of doing the third one for December, they did in like July or something really early, and it did not do well because it was very rushed, very poorly like.
A lot of
review.
places still do Christmas in July though.
Yeah, but like this one was like didn't work,
Yeah,
and
it
plus
didn't
like
age well.
it didn't have the right themings and like the even the scale because it was all like the pirating like ship adventures, and they
Was
just
that the Prince Caspian? It was Prince.
Prince Caspian was the second one.
Okay, I
believe.
think I've seen the second one.
Yeah, where it was the Lost Prince, and they had like he was like fighting off
Yeah.
his uncle or something, and Aslan did his crazy Jesus lion magic.
I
and
love Aslan.
had like a
I was
freaking.
there when it was written.
He's the best, and they got it doesn't it helps they got Liam Neeson to voice
Oh,
him
yeah.
too. So.
The second you have Liam Neeson do just about anything, you know the movie's gonna be good.
Yeah, so I would argue for me personally, I would argue the first two are Christmas movies. The last one is not.
Just like there's 3 or 4 of the Harry Potter movies that there are scenes that take place during Christmas.
Yeah.
Uh,
Doesn't the Goblet of Fire count because the beginning half?
oh wait, yeah, wait a minute, not the beginning of it. You're thinking of the Yule Ball. So,
Yeah.
yeah, because there's Sorcerer's Stone, where
Mhm.
Harry gets his first Weasley sweater and his
Yeah.
first Christmas present. I think there's
Smell like my great aunt Tessie.
um
Oh yeah, the first one. Oh, you said Sorcerer's Stone. What am I talking about? Well, I thought
the first one is when Harry gets his sweater. The second one, I think they have a Christmas scene. I want to say that they do. I don't remember. Correct me if I'm wrong.
What was the second one?
The second one was Chamber of Secrets.
Oh yeah, the Basilisk.
Yeah.
That wasn't. They didn't have a Christmas thing in it.
It
Did
didn't have a Christmas scene in it? I could have sworn that it did.
I don't remember.
Maybe that was one of the ones that didn't.
I remember the delivery owls and like him getting his new broom.
That was the first movie.
That was the first one he got his new broom.
Yeah,
Not the second
he
one?
got the Nimbus 2000.
What did he get in the second? No, he met the Phoenix. That's what I was thinking of. Like.
Yeah,
oh,
he met Phlox in
Yeah.
the second movie.
Flux.
Phlox.
Love Flux.
Then the third Do they have a Christmas thing in the third movie? I don't think they do.
What was the third one again?
Prisoner of Azkaban. Serious.
Oh, yeah. Prisoner of Azkaban didn't have a Christmas one. That I definitely know. Fourth one did.
Yeah, because the Yule Ball.
The Yule Ball.
And then the fifth one did, because that's when Harry has that, when Voldemort's in his head and he shows him the image of Mr. Weasley getting attacked by Nagini.
Yep.
I think it's Nagini. And then Half-Blood Prince, because they go to Slughorn's party.
Mm-hmm.
Then Deathly Hallows Part 1.
Yes.
Because that's when they see Bagshot when she is actually Nagini. That's when they go to Godric Hollow.
That's right, yeah. And I know none of the Fantastic Beasts had Christmas. Did they?
I don't know. I've only seen the first one.
I know the second... I think the third one did?
I haven't
don't
watched
think
the third one. I've heard nothing but bad reviews about the third one.
Yeah, you're not missing much. Don't worry. I know the game did.
Yeah.
Because you get into Christmas. Which is really fun.
People consider Little Women, any version of it, a Christmas movie. Die Hard is considered a Christmas movie.
Yes.
Batman, Tim Burton's second
Specifically
Batman.
Batman 2.
Yes.
Like that one.
Gremlins we already talked about. Edward Scissorhands, because it takes place during Christmas at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Frozen 1 and 2, just because of the snow aspect.
You could go either way with it.
We already said Godzilla -1. I have The Wizard of Oz on this list. As much as I know people don't like it because of the way the cast was treated, because of the asbestos in the snow, because of every negative thing, this is just solely nostalgia and tradition for me, because usually that is on Thanksgiving night.
Mm-hmm.
And my dad worked in retail, so he would bring out all the Christmas stuff, and after we would get back from my Aunt Peggy's Thanksgiving dinner, my mom and I would stay up until like midnight when I was a kid. We'd decorate the tree, and it would be the Titanic and Wizard of Oz reruns all day.
Right.
So that is the end of the video for now.
Thank you all for joining us.
Thank you all for listening to us extremely patiently. Hopefully this video gets edited up in time.
Make sure it goes ching on that freaking like button.
Please like the video. I live with him.
And subscribe, please. We need the subscribers. We
do need the subscribers. And we would like to have...
Your Ohio's coming out, honey.
Hey. We would like to have our viewership go up and... Bye.
Goodbye.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.